In recent years, the rapid development of technology may have taken some of the shine and sparkle off the art of magic. After all, when you can become a talking rabbit on your iPhone at the touch of a button, the prospect of pulling a rodent out of the hat all of a sudden seems less thrilling. Dying art or not, magic has been a source of entertainment and intrigue for centuries. And even though the number one rule for any magician is to not share how illusions are performed, we here at Wowzer are not magicians. So if you want to know, here are 5 classic, influential, and groundbreaking illusions revealed. When you think of magic, sawing a person in half is one of the first things that comes to mind. But few of us know how this trick is accomplished. As you might have guessed, nobody is hurt. The most common way to accomplish this trick is simply by taking into account the perspective of the audience. Penn and Teller reveal that when a person steps into the box, they often change in height. A reason for this is that the chest into which they are stepping is actually deeper and more voluminous than appears to be the case. As such, one can sit and lie down lower than what is perceived by the audience. So when that saw comes and appears to cut right through a human body, it actually remains safely above. Harry Houdini is a name associated with the art of magic, in particular, the art of escape. In fact, Houdini has become synonymous with escape or disappearance. Urban Dictionary gives this example of Houdini used in a sentence. Everything seemed to be going great in the relationship. Then Michael pulled Houdini, meaning he simply disappeared. He stopped calling, texting, sending emails, visiting, etc. The secret for every escape artist who is placed upside down in a box with water is simply that their assistant secretly removes the hinges. Then all the escape artist has to do is pull themselves out of the box using their legs. Of course, this still involves incredible strength and flexibility, as well as holding one's breath for an extended period of time, which is itself dangerous. Have you ever heard of Georges Méliès? He was a French illusionist from the 19th century. Now, he started off as a conventional stage musician, but with the advent of film, he began to experiment with special effects in order to create his illusions. One film in particular, from 1898, is called Four Troublesome Heads. Méliès was depicted to lift off his head, place it on a table, and proceed to grow new heads. This was done by editing the video, but as you can imagine, because film was so new at that time, the sight was incredibly intriguing and even scary to viewers. The most widely known magic trick involves pulling a rabbit from a hat. In fact, one could even say that when thinking about magic at all, the first thing that comes to mind is a rabbit and a top hat. So how exactly is this very simple trick performed? Well, it is performed just as simply as it seems. There are a variety of ways, but one of the most common ways to pull a rabbit out of a hat is simply to have a top hat that has an extra large top, one which has a second compartment that holds a rabbit. The magician simply reaches in through the first compartment, this is as far as the audience sees, and pulls the rabbit from the lower compartment. Ta-da! David Copperfield, perhaps the most commercially successful illusionist of all time. Well, in 1983, he made the Statue of Liberty disappear. It was one of the most ambitious and groundbreaking illusions to date, with no other trick rivaling it in scope. He even televised the event. Unlike Georges Méliès, However, Copperfield refused to use any special effects or camera tricks. Instead, what he did was place the audience and cameras on a moving platform. When the curtains hid the Statue of Liberty, the entire platform, the audience, was on turn, slowly enough that nobody noticed. When the curtain was drawn again, they were facing a completely different direction, one in which there was no trace of the statue. So there you have it, 5 classic and influential magic tricks and how they were performed. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And more interesting and informative videos will be coming your way.